Good, Michael. Good, brother. Good, boys. Doing live from New York City. Nice, bro. Nice. I plan on going back, to be honest, in April, I think. It's warm. You train today? If my model forms, then yes. Right. No, no. I don't really care about that stuff, bro. All these positive scores are making me doubt trading, even though I've passed accounts. That's why you can only focus on your own data. Doesn't matter anyone else's success or failures means absolutely nothing to your success. You need your own data. Blessed with a Lucid eval, brother. I've given too many away. We're gonna probably be waiting until the big March giveaway. I'm just gonna trade the continuous contract. Good elite frequency. Was good till the TGR exposed thing. No, I haven't seen it, but I mean, can I say, guys? I mean, does he seem like he had the qualities of a? Won't even talk about it. Gotti, I am 51.5 pages. How should I risk manage now? I'll just keep risking what you risk, brother. Can you talk about the funded next buy one get one? I think you have to get a payout. You get a payout, then you get a free account, right? Or something like that. Good trade my way out. It's good Grayson's bias. Yeah, we'll talk about bias, no worries. I learned a lot from the teacher every day listening to IC account, but he isn't a great trader. There you go. I mean, listen, even if TGR being exposed, that stuff was pretty common knowledge in my opinion. I don't know if like it's exposure. And it's, if anything, it's probably just gonna help him make more money. Stream started a little earlier than usual. Yeah, I was just early. I was already ready. I already had everything marked up, so I just clicked the start button. Bias? We'll talk about bias. Let people join up. NQ or ES. I have ES loaded up here, but it's not finite. I might switch back. I'm looking at both of them, and they look pretty much the same. So I don't think it's too big of a deal. I think ES a little bit weaker. Um, yeah, ES is a little bit weaker. So TGR thing makes ST traders look worse, unfortunately. Don't worry about anyone else, man. Even if every single other trader looks terrible, even if ICT himself looks terrible, it really does not matter. You have to depend on your own data. You have to. You cannot depend on anyone else's success to convince you that something works. You'll never be convinced unless you have your own data to fall back on. It's not avoidable. It's something that is required. What's good, Jay? You're such a good teacher, genuinely. Thanks. No, I won't be switching contracts. Usually it's the Friday, so I'm just gonna trade the continuous contract. So just MNQ1 with beta adjust on, should be fine. That's it. Ignore the noise, concentrate on your own strategy and backtesting results. Yeah, you gotta focus on yourself, man. All this stuff, this is just too much of a distraction, in my opinion. Just way too much of a distraction. This trader, that trader, this trader. Longing, it's possible. Is this a time indicator for times open? It's called ICT kill zones and pivots TFO. I use it to mark out the opening prices. We have two narratives today. We'll let the market confirm which one's more likely, and then we'll go with that. We'll break that. We'll do a full bias breakdown and everything. Don't worry about TGR, guys. Gatie, can you make it clap? Come on, man. I don't even know what type of question that is, man. I don't even know what type of question that is. What are we doing, bro? It's buy one, get one free accounts. So we'll do a full breakdown at like 9:25. How much money do you need to open a live account on Tradeify? I mean, I think you can do it with like $250, right? You only need $100. Do you use the 2022 model? Sometimes my entries will pretty much be at the same time, but I don't specifically look for the 2022 model anymore. I pre-bought crude oil last night when market opened, and I made 350 instantly when it opened. Nice, good play. What's the micro contract name? It's called Micro Nasdaq. I just saved myself $150. Nice. You ever trade pre-market? Pretty rarely. If I do, it's going to be against my models, and it will just be like a discretionary based trade, which means I see something that I think I can take, so I'll take it and just trust, that I have a good read on the market. But it's pretty rare I do stuff like that. I really prefer just trading 9:30 open. It's kind of my bread and butter. It's a good idea to full pour Wednesday for federal rates? Probably not. I know, but today's contract rollover, I believe. Yeah, so I'm just going to trade the continuous one, and it should be fine. And then once it fully becomes a front month, we can switch over. When is market opening? In 12 minutes. How much money? Yeah, you need like you can do like $100, but you're not gonna be able to have much of a stop loss. Can you show NY you drew? Yeah, it's right here. Closing price. Sorry, closing price on Friday to opening price on Monday. Right. So if we're I'm staying on the what's it called? I'm staying on the continuous contract fatal. I'll probably switch on like Friday. Like yeah, I don't think it's still Look, I don't know which ones. I don't think that the front month has changed, even though rollover has happened. Like, sometimes people are still finishing up trading, right? So I wouldn't just jump into. Let's see here. It's gonna be MNQU, right? Or is it M? Click next. M. Pretty similar. I still think it's early. It's hard to say if I'm being honest. Just trade the continuous. Still pretty similar between the two. Yeah. Shouldn't there be a gap for NWOG? Well, this is the 15-minute chart. If I go back to the 1-minute chart, and even sometimes the 1 minute. So this is the issue with the gaps. A lot like this looks like there's no gap, right? But there is. It's just not on this time frame, right? Because this candle formed the gap and then immediately filled it. Immediately. If I go to the 1-second chart, you'll see the gap now. Ready? Where is it? Is it that far? Okay, let me just do 5-second. I'm lost here. Oh, where is the gap? Where are the other candlesticks? Anyways, that's the idea. The gap is still there. It just immediately got filled on the 18th candle, which is why you can't see it. But there is a gap there. Is today low probability? We'll discuss the game plan in about a couple minutes. What's up, guys? Second. Yeah. Okay. What time is it? Let's go over the game plan. 9:23. Okay. I have two very high probability narratives in play. Sorry, I was talking my fantasy week is playoffs, so I'm trying to lock in on that. Okay, guys. Previous day's high is a very possible target if we're gonna keep trending. This is the previous day's high. It's possible we could get there. Now we've had a large move overnight already. It's no news Monday, and to top it all off, we're right back into the daily chop. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're gonna see a run below these lows just yet, although it's possible, but it doesn't seem like it. Now, that's a 50-50 narrative. Previous day's high is one possibility. The other possibility is we simply just retrace into the overnight range, into the opening range gap. And it's going to be a pretty large opening range gap. It's going to be around 80 points on the S&P 500, so probably like 200 or 300 on the NASDAQ. So we're going to have a pretty large opening range gap, and we could see a retracement down. So say like this low. I think this is London lows. That sell side could be up for grabs, potentially. Am I going to look for that? No. I'm going to have to wait for the market to confirm which side is more likely. So I have a 50-50 narrative. Now, one thing I do know for sure is today's going to be high resistance protocol. It's definitely going to be one and done. So we're going to risk $150 on the day. If we lose 150, we're done, right? And if we make 300, we're also done. So 300 is the max. If I'm being honest, what I would want to see is if we can go down at 930 and then potentially find a buy side run. I would like that. So how much would you risk to pass an eval? Depends on how much you can afford per month. Can you explain what you mean by high resistance protocol? High resistance protocol is just something I implemented to protect myself on days I don't think there's going to be too much opportunity. That's all it is. So I'm not expecting the cleanest, easiest price action today. I'm not expecting a large move that's going to have multiple opportunities to get in. I'm not expecting a clean, obvious, one-sided narrative that's going to give me a setup with my model and then deliver it straight to the target. I don't think all that stuff is going to happen. So what do I do to protect myself? Well, I'm going to implement high resistance protocol. So that means we're only going to lose 1 R maximum today. So $150 max. That's number one. Number two, I'm not going to aim for more than 2 R. That's my max. It can even be less. It can be 1 R. So I use MNQ1. Did you ever use DOM? No, I don't use that stuff. You trade MES? I think we'll be on ES today, but we may switch over at any second. So I have both open. We'll just see which one makes more sense at the time. And yeah, that's the game time. So if I use 8 MNQ, how much MES should I use? Probably like 20, if I'm being honest. Around 20 probably. Maybe even more. Do you have any videos on opening range gaps? Yes, I do, brother. It's on YouTube. I mean, your left trade chart is MES. So I have, yes, the main one here is MES. Yes. The scale, you can tell by the scale number. So if it says 6,000, that's MES. The right scale on the right here says 24,000. Yeah, contract will probably switch over this week. We will go back to the VBOP and then run the highs. It's possible. I mean, I'm not expecting this to be high of day, so either or. I would prefer something like this. I would be most comfortable with that setup. But like I said, the narrative is 50-50 for me still. I don't have a clear narrative. So we want to make sure we don't execute when we don't have a clear narrative. Wait for it to be clear, right? And so one and done today. So that's 6 days in a row now. We've just looked for a one and done trade, and that's just how it is, unfortunately. That's just going to be how it is. I'm not expecting the best price action. I'm really not. So this is ES. This is ES. This main one here, the one that you see, that I'm moving right now, that's ES. The one on the right is NASDAQ. And I might switch. Daily bias, no daily bias, neutral. Is a 1 to 2 to 1 to 8 R good to start with my funded account? Sure. Sounds good to me. 6 losses in a row? No. 6 high resistance protocols in a row. We're actually on a win streak right now. I think we're 5-0 or something. In terms of winning days. So, but I'm talking about protocol. Meaning we haven't had a regular day in a while. Did you place in? Oh, MES. Yeah. It'll be micro. I only trade micros, guys. You're probably never going to see me trade minis. If I ever do trade minis, I probably won't be live streaming anymore. So, I'm in a hospital and sell no charts. I rate it, bro. Yeah, you can change contracts soon. I wouldn't do it today, though. Yes, market opens in 30 seconds. Alpha Trader? It's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. It's important to have Alpha Trader because then people can trade with just Alpha futures. Gatie, can you please put the time frame thing so we can see what time frame you're on? Yes. Sure. Let's put it in the top right. There. Can you see it there now? That's fine. You can see it says 1. Okay, so 9:30 open. NQ has a wick below. YM goes higher. A little bit slow, a little bit lackluster. Not doesn't seem like it's going to be too clean on the open here. So there's a good chance we'll be waiting for the first macro. Okay, we actually get a quick flip there. Interesting. So we do put in an SMT here. Some people will be shorting this, targeting maybe these equal lows right here. Pretty clean target. I don't think I'm interested in this. That's a pretty strong candle, actually. I'm not really ready to take this trade, though. But we can potentially study. Well, how many seconds? 10 seconds? Okay, that candle did not close bearish whatsoever. I mean, we have equal lows right here. We might go there. We may not go there. I don't have anything clear right now. Market wicks immediately goes back into the range. Really choppy. I'm gonna keep the annotations off because this looks really choppy. Seems like P is kind of lagging on TradingView too, if I'm being honest. Seems like it's forming weird. Like it's kind of, what is this? Is this a frozen candle? Are we that slow? Looks like it's gonna be really slow, guys. What's the bias? Neutral. I have a 50-50 narrative. We're gonna let the market confirm. I definitely think this buy side can be in play today, but what I'm leaning towards is a move lower and then potentially run this low-hanging fruit objective. That's what I would want to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we swept the buy side pre-market and came down and swept out these equal lows. I see both of those things potentially happening, although right now does not look like a good time to enter. Do you execute on TradingView? Yeah, I'll be executing on TradingView. We shorting SPX. I think we'll start making this ticks as well. Time to go back to the ticks. So we'll see if this wants to run above the buy side. I'm not interested. Technically does meet my criteria for a long, but it's really not clear. All right, it's a breaker. Very slow loading when switching time frames. On alpha or in general? I mean, is it still in testing or is it like completely out now? Oh, cool, it's out. I didn't even know. I thought it was in testing. Did they even make an announcement? Just make sure you submit feedback because they're making a lot of changes. There's gonna be a lot of upgrades coming very soon. So if there's any issues you see, if you're about that life, um, if people are saying the fill, I tested the fill. They were pretty good for me. I tested it and it seemed the fills were good, but there were some issues, and I sent Alpha like a pretty big list of things that would be nice if they changed. Um, Again, there's no fair value gap even formed yet. I'm not looking to take any trades until it comes really clear. But if fills are bad, I mean that should be that's a pretty important thing. So hopefully they can be on that right away. I'm sure many people will be complaining about that immediately if that's true. Gold may go lower. Yeah, I'm bearish on gold. I think I'm bearish on gold. Looks pretty choppy. Everything looks pretty choppy. Even oil's going down. Video's up. I mean, stock market's up. Tradeify is not bad either. Get ready for short now. Don't really see a clear depiction in here. I do see the SMT with YM and NQ. I'm on ES currently. Could switch. Then long the fuck out of it. I'm not convinced in anything right now, if I'm being honest. I'm not convinced. Nvidia is great. I mean, it's just been a chop fest on Nvidia. The whole stock market's been a chop fest, really. I don't think there's really anything clear in play right now. The sad part about price moving higher is, man, we're just right back into this whole consolidation. So slow. Anyway, see if we take out the buy side. NYKT, that's 830 opening price. ICT don't work. Don't use it then. I only used JV before, but I might give it a try. Thanks. I think you'll like it. Longing to previous day's high. I'm not personally convinced, but YM looks pretty weak. If we take a look at dollar does look very weak. I can say that much. Which is also why I was kind of leaning towards the higher. NQ is the more bullish asset, so maybe we'll switch over to NQ for now. Hold on, let me do it this way. That way my annotations stay. Switch over to the Nasdaq. ES takes pre-market highs. Actually, the thing is though, we may actually see shorts after the buy side sweep, so I'm gonna go back. So we took out the pre-market buy side. Potentially sets us up for a play, but again, it's so slow. I wouldn't even trust any, even if we broke lower, unless we had some, unless we had some clear. Like fair value gap form or something. The only thing that's clear is YM is weak. I just took 120 point scalp on 10 of my accounts on 2 MNQs to risky. Nice. I don't see anything clear, guys. Looks very, very slow. Not interested right now. What do you think of the gap on the weekly? It's a great gap. Better on the 30-second, I think, too. What exactly is YM? It's the third indice. There's NQ, ES, and then YM. When is the top one giveaway? I don't know. Gotta ask the owner. Pretty sloppy opening, in my opinion. Let me check the Discord. I mean, here, let me. Oh, I think I have an alpha trader. Do I have an alpha trader? Let me see. Let me check for you, brother. Anything crazy happening in the Propfirm space? Lucid still has their 50% off. If you guys haven't tried Lucid, I feel like everyone should try Lucid. Let me sign into Alpha Trader. Let me see if I even can sign in. Let me see if it works. Okay, I'm loading in. Okay. I'm in Alpha Trader. Let's see if it's slow. The 5-minute chart. Let me go to the 1-minute chart. You're right about switching charts. It's not the fastest. The data seems to be the same though. Pretty good expansion there. First speed. First signs of speed. NQ doesn't make the higher high though. Weird. It does look pretty slow. No. The thing is, TradingView looks just as slow. Can't tell if it's slow or if, well, I feel like everything is just slow. Yeah, the trade scale fills are way too slow. My fills have been almost perfect. Just make sure you do the if you read the instruction, I'm pretty sure it says this. Whenever you use trade scale, whenever you use any copier for that matter, always place one order before your actual order. So place like this limit order, let it copy all through. So like if you want to test it, let me just make this higher. Let all the orders copy through, and then your second set of orders will always be more smooth. Do that with any prop firm or trade copier. YM doesn't look weak. YM doesn't look weak anymore, and Q does. ES is going. I don't see anything too clear still. Why would ES get strength? Yeah, we'll have to wait. I'm most likely gonna wait till macro or 10. Your account is literally off and still getting copied. What do you mean your account is off? It's slow on purpose. Big money is slowly selling to retail and baiting them. Why don't you trade YM? I don't have that much data on YM. Yeah, you just turn it off or on, and if you want to copy, it shouldn't. But you can always just check the live positions and pending orders. What might have happened is you already had an order placed, then you turned the copier off, and then you got filled. If that's what happened, if you got filled in an order you thought you didn't mean to copy, um, but that really shouldn't happen. If I bet if you were to test it right now, it's it's quite literally impossible. You in longs? No, I'm not in any chart. I don't see anything clear. NQ looks very weak. Yeah, I can't lie. Alpha Trader is also looking to. It's freezing for me too. So they're definitely gonna have to work on that completely. And it's really slow on the refreshing. The DOM is good on if you guys look at the DOM on Alpha, it's moving pretty good. But the actual chart is like no, but so is TradingView though. No, I think Alpha's even slower. Alpha Trader's in tester mode. Double purge. Double purge reversal model is possible, but it's really slow. It's really slow. I don't see anything clear. Currently, if we're looking at the checklist, there's no clear narrative. I don't really have a clear target that I think is like a clear target. Previously is high. Yeah, if we trend, clear target, but I don't know if we're gonna trend. Market's really slow. The correlation is not really there. I mean, it's there with DXY. Yeah, Alpha Trader is not tradable right now. I would not recommend trading it with it right now, if I'm being honest. It looks pretty slow. I mean, looks like we're potentially expanding towards previous day's high, right? You guys are all on Alpha Trader. Do you think you're going to execute on ES or NQ? Probably ES. If long, if short, I'll switch to NQ. Yeah, I need to probably wait another week for a price action to be clear. Yeah, this is not clear. NQ. I don't really like anything here, man. I mean, I'm looking at this low. I'm thinking it's possibly 930 low. We can look for a 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction model. Trading View is also pretty buggy. This whole day just feels weird. I can't lie. Everything just feels weird now. Alpha Trader slow. Trading View is not as slow, but feels sluggish. I like the. Previous day's high looks like a pretty more clear target. I'm gonna need to wait for that 10 a.m. protraction model though. I'm not sure if we'll get it. Great if it looks better. Just double check the copier here. Make sure it's working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Funny, I'm scrolling and watching the exact chart you're on. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are watching the S&P 500. Yeah, we're working up towards that previous day's high. The buys right now, I'm thinking previous day's high is possible. No really clear draw. How come you're not using NWAG? I have it marked out. It's just all the way down here. I'm not expecting it to get played today. Good to retrace and push higher. It's possible. It's kind of what I'm looking for. Maybe this 15-minute gap, which is not going to form for another 12 minutes. We did sweep out previous 1030 high. Pretty strong candle there. YM's closest to previous day's high. Approaching that 950 macro. Wait at least 50 seconds here before looking for something. It's a pretty strong inversion there. Keyboard is so silent. Was that sarcasm? I feel like I have a pretty loud keyboard. How to mark out the RTH gap. Switch to regular trading hours. Mark out the closing price on Friday, the opening price on the next day. No, I didn't hear anything when you put. Oh, you didn't hear anything? Well, that's good, I guess. Okay, 5 minute. No, we gotta wait still. I'm gonna wait at least till 950 macro here and see if we make a lower low. I don't really want to long the high of day, but I might. If this candle like immediately shoots, we can maybe take a long. 11-point stop. So we can get 3 contracts in there. We can get 3 contracts. And we can look for previous day's high, which would be under 2R, right? As long as it's max 2R. We'll see if it does that. Do you recommend trading today? If your model and system tells you to. If you don't know, then you probably shouldn't, right? So the 5-minute gap's gonna get traded into right now. On NQ, it's an immediate rebalance. Kind of like that. No trades yet. Today's gonna be a one and done kind of trade. So if we take a trade, it's gonna be, if we lose, we're done. If we win, we're done. Did any of you guys take a trade yet? How are you guys doing in chat? Did you guys in chat? Did you guys take a trade? Are you still waiting, or you're in one? Last one, 1-1. You're in longs. Good luck, brother. You took 1 hour on the big candle. You took 1 hour short here or long here? You guys stopped out in longs. Okay. Stopped out break even for longs. No trade, looks choppy. Yeah, ES looks a little better. YM looks like it's gonna go straight for previous day's high. I'm also an open market opener with Triska. It's possible. That's possible with trade copiers. Um, yeah, it seems like, look up Alpha Trader here. Let's see what Alpha Trader looks. So they did make some updates. I don't know if it's perfect yet. A little bit slow here. I want to see this low get taken. Uh, I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have it, right? The data feed seems pretty slow. Like that candle's not even there on Alpha Trader right now. Yo, Defi, are you still using Alpha Trader? You think that 10 little pump? I'm hoping for a continuation setup. Well, do you have to refresh every time to see the updated candles? Why did you? It's horrible for you right now. I mean, yeah, the candlesticks don't even seem like they're forming. Like today's what, March? Today's March 16th. Would I get in on this? I would get in on this inversion here. Candle's constantly freezing. Price not updating on the chart. I have to refresh to see the candles. So reset your chart scheme. See if we get the 5-minute gap, silver bullet protraction model. Ideally, we sweep out this low and then maybe higher. It's not out. It's in like testing phase. Well, it's out, but not for everyone. And I'll be honest, there's going to be a lot of updates they need to do still. There's going to be a lot of updates for sure. Trading charts. Can you change your chart scheme? Let's see if I make this white. Save. Also, we may enter long here, guys. 950 macro protraction model. May take the long here. All right, we're filled in long, guys. We're going to take this protraction model long. We'll look for previous day's high, but we'll see what we get. Stop loss goes to the low there at 707.5. And, I mean, we're just looking for a pretty much textbook protraction model here. 10 handle run would be about there. Yeah, we're looking for, I mean, previous day's high is the best case scenario. YM is almost at previous day's high. That's something very important to keep in mind. YM is almost at previous day's high. So we did get half standard deviation. That's like the minimum of my model. Now I'm obviously not going to partial there, but it is important to note that we did hit that for me. Nice for me. Because then I'll know, am I aiming for too much or... So YM taking previous day's high. I want to be really cautious here. And we're going to go ahead and move the stop to 790.5. The bottom of this candle. It's actually at 709. So slightly shaving off the risk. I want previous day's high. Pretty good candle formation there. We'll see if we can get it. I would want to see this fair value gap hold and this one stay open, which is why my stop has been moved to 709. We do need to be a little bit cautious here because, yeah, I like the 709. It's perfect. YM did take previous day's high. So there is an SMT there. I'm going to watch how this candle trades. YM still trading above previous day's high, which is a good sign. I would really want to see YM stay above. Okay, YM is currently trading below. Pretty strong body there. Starting to think that this may not continue higher. Our stop loss 10. Okay, we're under 10-point stop, so that's good. We'll see if we find sensitivity here and do respect the trade idea. Decent body there, but I've seen a lot better. Potentially previous day's high is out of reach, but that's the idea. See what the body's doing here now. If we can get above here, that would be a really good sign. YM was the strongest, and now it's like immediately flipped kind of weak. So that's not too good. But I mean, we'll see. The bodies so far are respecting the fair value gap. We did wick into this lower one. But we didn't put a body in there. See if we can get above this high. The next couple candles should be very telling. If we get a strong body that closes below here, for example, probably just terminate the trade early and then call it a day, half hour loss. Looking for 20 points on ES right now. Pretty much previous day's high and 1.5 standard deviation level of this retracement leg. If we do get above here, I'll be able to move my stop here to 713. So that's a good sign. Immediate rebalance. It'll be pretty much a 5-point reduction, which is a good amount of money. So basically risking only half R. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. For now, I'll move it at 710.50. I'm not looking to pyramid on this trade. Currently, my stop's at 710.50, so risking about 7.5 points. It's pretty good risk. We do get above the volume imbalance, but then we immediately come back and overlap. Not the best sign, but we'll see. I would have preferred it stay above here. Five-minute closes in 50 seconds. I suppose we can see where that closes. We are forming a 15-minute gap. 10 a.m. We've already rebalanced this range, though. Strong body below previous day's high on YM there. And if we put a body below here, I'll just terminate early. Has to be a body, though. 10:05, the 5-minute candle did respect the immediate rebalance. So we'll see if this next 5-minute can go higher. YM isn't looking too strong anymore. Looking pretty weak. Seems like it wants to make a lower low. Oh. We do make a lower low. Watching the body of this candle. Body doesn't go below, so I'm not going to terminate just yet. T with NQ, but I don't think it's going to hold. We'll see. It's looking pretty 50-50 in my opinion. See where this body finishes. Decent. Could trail my stop here. Second 112. So we'd have a what? If I give myself a 5-point stop. Half hour loss. I kind of want to see a higher high before I move my stop though. If we form a gap here, it should stay open. If we're going to actually expand. As it can get real choppy if we trade back into it. Because we've already filled out this completely. Okay, I like the gap. Should see speed now if we're bullish. If we start coming back and overlapping again, makes me a little bit skeptical. Can move our stop to 713. So we're only risking $75 now. Which I'm happy with. Pyramid this. Stop loss is 713. Kind of late to pyramid now. I'm risking 150. That was my original risk. Now we're only risking $75 because I've trailed my stop loss. 5 points on ES, right? My target's previous day's high. I'm aiming for 2%. That's what I want. I want 2%. So this isn't the worst break even, by the way. It really isn't the worst. I mean, we can go ahead and move the stop to 714.5 or 714. And it's actually not the worst break even. I would want to see that be a breakaway. But I think 714 is a little bit more forgiving, and we can afford a very comfortable 4 times 5 is 20, $60 loss. Really don't want to see it come back into this gap. You should respect this order block. And if we get a strong body, I may just terminate it early. Like ideally, we just respect that. It's already kind of overshot it a bit. I'm gonna mark out this volume imbalance because it overlaps. Yeah, if we go higher high, I'm going break even. For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go break even here. I don't want to see that gap traded back into. It could be a little bit early, but stop loss is being rolled to 718.50. So we're gonna sit here, break even. I'm not interested in pyramiding. I like the speed on YM. Let's see if we can get the previous day's high. That gap should stay open, right? Previous day's high, we're working towards it. I'm looking for a 2% gain. We can see some speed now. Hopefully, we get a fair value gap here. Possible I'm aiming for a little too much, but we'll see. This wants to do up around 1%. So you could always just close it at 1%. It's not a bad thing to close at 1%, especially in a market like this where it's really slow. I think I'm gonna go for it. Go for the previous day's high, but you cannot be surprised if it fails, of course. I'm happy just to sit at break even as well. Looks like we won't get the fair value gap. 15 seconds. I think we'll get the immediate rebalance. So it's strong if we immediately go higher now. Otherwise, it's very weak. 806, someone said? Yeah, around 806. I mean, I'm on ES, so around 806. So this candle should stay above this if we're bullish. It really shouldn't be going much lower. Yeah. That blue line, right? This one right here. I would really want to see it stay above that. Otherwise, it's probably going to come and get us out. And if we make a CISD here, I may terminate for half R gain. Because then we can risk half R. Doesn't even look like it'll give it to us. So it looks like we'll get break even there. Okay, break even. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't look like it was too strong anyways. Did I get the fill where I wanted to? Yeah, so break even on that trade. I don't think it's just sniping this gap and then going higher. So we're still flat. I'm open to potentially taking another one since it was break even. I suppose we'll see. I don't think it's gonna respect. YM broke again below previous day's high. I mean, if we break above this high, we could go for a 1-to-1. 10-point stop, 10-point target. If we just shoot up immediately and that was just a sniper. And if we do get above here, I would expect a cleaner run. So that wouldn't be a bad re-entry. Otherwise, I just want to wait here and see what happens because there's just no speed higher. It's a very high resistance condition. One and done. No, one and done, like one loss done, one win done. Break even. I don't mind looking for another. That's what I meant by one and done. Sorry if that was confusing. Yeah, it's unclear narrative now, if I'm being honest. It's unclear. So we're gonna have to wait, you know. Gonna have to wait. How are shorts looking? It could definitely move lower here. There is SMT at previous day's high with YM. So that's important to know. YM hit previous day's high at 958. So doesn't mean that NASDAQ can't go there. Just it means it could be definitely sloppy. Alpha Discord going crazy about Alpha Trader. Not good things, I'm guessing, because I was testing it and let's just say it was not looking good. It's possible if we inverse, I'll go back in. I don't think it's gonna inverse. How do you write on the chart? You just gotta take the right tool. You think it's going to deliver plus a daily fair value gap? I think it's possible. That was my initial target. But remember, just because it's going to deliver there doesn't mean it's going to give you a trade setup that's going to take you there. You may lose 3 times before it actually gets there. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind, right? Am I going to take every single inversion until we take previous day's high? That's probably not a good thing to do, especially in a market like this, right? If we were in a low resistance condition where models just kept forming, and they were clean, sure. Just because we get an inversion here and we have a strong target doesn't mean it's the best trade, because the condition itself is just not that good right now, right? If we really were bullish, we probably wouldn't have even traded back here. If we really were bullish, we wouldn't have seen the CISD right here, right? Could we still be overall bullish? Yes, of course. Yes, that was a break-even trade. Are YM S&Ps as strong as the SNQ? When they're at daily levels, in my opinion, they're very important, yeah. So many break-evens today? For me, I mean, I only had the one trade so far. I don't think I would trust this inversion, guys. Personally, I think I'm gonna have to fade this one. We can tape read. I don't think I want to get back in. Good R though. Assuming it closes above, right? I mean, it didn't even close above, so trendline traders are eating this up. I'm probably not, bro. Had the first malfunction with Trayscale, took me out. Can you send me a message? Hold on. Let me get that checked for you. Get that checked for you. Yeah, this is really slow. And in fact, it could be bearish. It's possible. It's possible, right? I mean, order flow definitely is shifting lower time frame. It's not really showing signs of strength. I'm gonna send that to the owner Bigo. Let me just see what he says. We can tape read this setup. Maybe if we get a 10-point entry. I'm gonna try it again, guys. If it fills me on that high there. Take it above. I'll take a 10-point entry. Or sorry, a 10-point stop loss. Okay. I'm gonna try it again, guys. 10-point stop. So if we lose, one and done. And we'll see if we can get the. Looks like we literally perfectly bottom ticked that. Crazy. Or top ticked it short wise. I'm just gonna look for 10 points. 736. I mean, we'll shoot this at 738, but 10 points would be 736. So let's see if this inversion holds. So far, immediate drawdown. Not what you want to see, obviously. But the setup was still there. Looks like we may regret entering that, but we'll see if we can respect this wick. This will be my one and done if we lose. So that's 50% of the wick. That's the level that matters. We do immediately reinverse. Not a good sign so far. Damn, we got sniped, huh? We got sniped right at 726. The high gets put in there. Right at 726. Happens. It's okay. Not every trade is really clean, unfortunately. See what we do here. Put some new colors on here. You'd really just want to see a break above here, right? The good news is if we break above here, I can maybe even pyramid and add at that new low. I'm gonna be opposed to that. Be opposed to that. The best entry, but so I'll add one there and move my stop here. Trust this as an intermediate term low if we make a higher high. Now hopefully we don't end up top ticking a long again. But we'll see. Really focusing on the body of this candle. 15-minute looks pretty good. I think we will get filled here. So let's go ahead and move the stop to 718. 718.50. I mean, really, we can go 718.75. So at least we're reducing the risk somewhat. It's always a good thing. So the stop loss is only 7.5 points now. Let's go 718.50. Just for precision. So 7.5 point stop, 25 point stop loss reduction. Obviously, I will be permitting one if we make a higher high. I'll change this to 4. I have to sneeze. I trade micros, yeah. We did put an SMT with NQ. I'm not sure how relevant that is. I think it's just, I think what's really going to happen is eventually we're going to get here, or at least close to it, but it's going to be sloppy, you know? Like we may get real choppy in this range, which is fine, which is why we're doing a one and done. I like this immediate rebalance offering speed so far. We'll see if that can stay true. Stop loss is at OB low, the OB that may form, obviously. Previous 5-minute low on the strong green candle. 719 on the stop. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards here. Pretty strong wick there. See where this candle closes. Good narrative, bad condition. Yeah, exactly, right? Good narrative, bad condition. So whatever you're comfortable affording as a stop loss placement. And we may see a deeper retracement here at 1030. Don't really want to be in this anymore. I'm going to remove this buy stop order. I don't think I want to buy one there anymore. If it went immediately, that would have been a lot better. The fact it's already playing inside this little small range again. Good close here for 0.3 R loss. It's tempting if I'm being honest. Suppose we can wait for the 5-minute close. Big 3-point stop. Already below the immediate rebalance level. I mean, it's not a day you'd expect immediate rebalance to hold. 724 closes on the dot there. Hovering at around 0.3 to 0.5 R loss. Another one of those trades where the narrative is good, but the condition is not ideal. Do I think we'll run previous day's high? At some point, probably. Do I think I'll be able to capture a trade there? That's a different story. NY.AM really lost its strength. It really just took previous day's high and went sideways. So it's really just about whether we want to sync up there. And Q looks a little bit stronger now, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's going a little bit less lower, I believe. No, they're pretty much in sync. It's really hard to say. Trading into that wick. Kind of want to put my stop. No, I mean, the stop isn't good where it is. $719 is the only thing that would be concerning if we hit 719. Definitely very high resistance. Clear narrative, clear target, good correlation. Protocol. It's pretty good. Pretty good trade. Good rejection from the wick here, and then the speed on this candle. Unfortunately, the entry wasn't too ideal, but it's kind of hard to predict. It could have sped up above this high. Considering a $50 loss here. Closing manually. I haven't really seen anything too invalidating yet, though. There's no, like, red flag. It could be a red flag if we made a lower body. But that's where my stop loss is. So, like, I don't really want to terminate this unless we make a lower body. Which we haven't done yet, so. That's the only reason I haven't terminated. If we had a lower body, then maybe we could. S&T in our favor. Enough. We're around half our loss so far, unrealized. if we someone said if we switch to short, it's gonna go straight to previous day's high. What do you think about E2T? Does this trade still look good? It definitely doesn't look good. If you want to talk about a trade looking good, no, it doesn't look good. Has it invalidated? For me, no. But there's a pretty good likelihood it will. Yeah, it looks like the day's over, exactly. Just looks like that's it, you know? We got the 3 higher highs, and looks like we're out there. So that's going to be my one and done. A little bit under 1.5 hour loss, or 1 hour loss, so 116 out of 150. 1116 divided by 150, so 0.77 R loss. We'll put that in the journal. Wanted previous day's high. Couldn't get it. So if you guys don't know, we journal every trade we take on live stream together in the Discord, free Discord. Trade number 1, 930 protraction model long, IFED entry, result break even. risk 1R. And then trade number 2 was also a 930 protraction. Model long, IPG entry, result minus 0.77R, risk 1R, 2 funded live. Notes, was pretty convinced in a high resistance. I'll just say HR. So we always journal in the Discord. So it looks like we saved ourselves potentially a little. Could it go higher still? Yes, it could, but it's not going to be something I'm looking to capture. There is a 15-minute gap in place, so we can paper trade it, or we can tape read it. So hypothetically, 15-minute gap could offer the setup to the previous day's high. It's possible. Will I look to take it? No. But it is a 1030 power of 3 play. So if this was the inverse, hypothetically, we'll study. We'll study, and we'll paper trade it, actually, is what we'll do. I'll switch to paper. Switch to paper. You see Alpha Trader? Yeah, Alpha Trader is really bad right now. They gotta work on that. They gotta work on that for sure. No more longs for sure. I mean, it does look like it broke lower, but we'll have to see. Sell off fair value gap. If you're bearish, this would be a pretty good time to sell. I'm showing my charts in the background. I don't know why it keeps restricting my lives. It used to do the same for me, bro. I don't know. I just kept appealing it, and then it just switched. There's equal highs on MNQ. Doesn't seem too probable. I'm switching washing paint dry. It's more fun. Dog shit PA. I wouldn't say it's what it's expected. You know, it's expected. It's definitely expected. Oh. So I guess what we'll do now, we'll just tape read, and I'll just sit here and answer questions. That's what we'll do. Yeah, this looks weak, man. This looks really weak. It looks like something like this could even play. Back to the opening. I think that's quite possible. Which pair and which time? How is your strategy on evaluations? I just risk more aggressively. It's the same strategy. I just risk more aggressively. That's all. That's the only difference. The difference, brother. How much per trade? Anywhere from 500 to 1,000 on eval. Anywhere from 500 to 1,000. Tape read. Get if you actually get payouts, show them. Stop lying to your audience. I've taken many payouts, brother. We've showed a lot of them. Thanks, no problem, brother. Which pair, which time frame? This is ES 1 minute chart, but this is a tape read trade. As it expected. Why? Because no news Monday. We had a large move overnight. No news Monday. Large move overnight. and the daily chart is sideways. Right. I'm on a 25K funded on Lucid. It says max contracts is 20 on the website, but my order rejected when I tried 15 minis. Brother, 20 micros is the maximum, not 20 minis. Oh my days. This guy tried to short 20. Brother, 20 minis? Do you know how much that is? That's a lot, bro. This is a tape retrade, guys. It's only a tape because it's more of a pattern trade. Like, I wasn't really bearish. It's okay, man. Yeah, no, 20 minis. You meant micros? So you tried 20 micros and it didn't work? It's possible that you are in drawdown, in which case they don't allow that. I mean, does 10 work? MQ H. I would stay on H for now, but you're going to want to switch over somewhat soon-ish. Why I'm taking PO3 high divergence, SMT, clear trend, breakout. Nice. Yeah, sure, if you're bearish. If that's a good stuff. I'm on a 25. Oh, thanks for the stuff, guys. Thought we was going to hit daily fair value gap. Me too. Me too. I think it's probably not going to happen today, but who knows? You show every trade you take, right? Every trade I take on live stream, yeah, it's all there. Can't be hidden. I also journal them all in my Discord. This is not a trade I'm risking on. So it's 9 micros max on funded next. There you go. What was the reason behind taking IFEGs? What was the reason you behind taking IFEGs? Which IFEG? How much you up this month? I actually don't know. I haven't requested any payouts this month. Actually, I did request 3 alpha payouts. But they're most likely going to be denied because of the 10 a.m. news rule that happened on our first ever trade. Even though we didn't make money on the news, so we'll see if they accept or not. So we have 0 payouts this month. But in terms of the accounts are all up. I don't know how much. I mean, they're up a decent amount. I mean, we're eligible for a lot of payouts, but I won't be requesting any of them. Each accounts are up around like $500-600. Some of them more, some of them less. Top one's up like $750 per account. Alpha $750. How much are you up in payouts this year? Let's just say I have 12 payouts in total so far, assuming these 3 on Alpha get rejected, which I'm very confident they will be. If I didn't take the daily FEG happen and dumps lower, that FEG might be a breakaway gap. If it didn't take the daily FEG happen and dumps, the daily fair value gap, if it goes aggressively lower, then yeah, I would agree. Did you cast a trade today? No, we took a loss today, minus 0.7 R. I noticed after a break of structure and it retraces, you mark the IFEG. What's the reason for that? That's my protraction model. That's a model I take all the time. Yeah. Why am I mad that I lost today? I don't know. Why are you mad that you lost today? Who cares? Can't win them all. Question is, how low can this go? That's the real question. There's 830 open. So, I guess you can say successful tape read. Show me the trade you lost. It's in the Discord. If you guys want to see, I'm not going to switch back because I have to go get my information again. But every trade I take on live stream, guys, it's in the Discord. Every single one on live stream. Obviously, I take trades off live stream too. I'm not going to hide that fact. But every trade we take on live stream, it's all in the Discord. It all syncs up perfectly. Right? Every trade. These are all live stream executions. If it says hashtag stream, you guys can't see. If it says hashtag stream funded live, that means that trade was taken on stream on my funded accounts. If it says paper, it means it was taken on stream on paper. I don't usually put any paper ones in here though. Haven't done that yet so far. So I closed early before TP, but AM waiting price against me until stop loss hit. Sorry, I don't understand. I feel like NY goes so far, but every week they surprise us with these gap fills. You're right. I mean, it's possible eventually we'll get there. I close early, gold sell for more signals, join my channel. No one wants to do that. My TP is closure of 9:30. 9:30 close? So 8:30 open? What makes it a good model? Is it because buyers are in control if it breaks above the IFEG? The model itself is not good. It's the narrative behind the model, right? That's all it is. It's the narrative behind the model. The fact that we should even be going up here, right? Makes it a good trade. It's not the model. The model itself, I don't even think has a positive expected value. Meaning, if you were to just take those trades off that setup again and again, just every single one, it's a hypothetical good tape read there. Um, it wouldn't be good, right? You have to know which ones to take and which ones to not take. That comes from your higher time frame analysis. 9:30 sell side is right here. Would probably expect that to be taken, but AM sell side liquidity, we'll see. Longs off of sell side. It could be a retracement play idea, but I wouldn't think it's a reversal. But what makes it a good? The previous day was a good draw. Yeah, I mean the previous day's high, good draw, and the fact that it was inside the 9:50 macro to 10 a.m., in which normally when we have a low put in that time we tend to see a continuation move, assuming the draw is correct. So that's all it is, right? Long, I personally wouldn't look for. I think either we make a lower low or we start to consolidate. Everyone update their new contracts. It seems like. Do you trade often off stream? Not often. No, not often. I usually almost always tell the Discord if I'm gonna trade. At different times, so PM session. I almost never trade pre-market, and the occasional Asia session. Very occasional, maybe once or twice every 2 weeks. Didn't take that short because it would be too many trades for me today, but glad I called it and called that it would be clean too. Nice, bro. Dow, yep, Dow took, that's this annotation right here. Dow took previous day's high. Do you usually trade 1R? No. Why didn't you trade Forex? Why you didn't trade Forex market CFD? Futures is better in my opinion. I feel like there's really no point in trading Forex anymore. I'm also a day trader. You don't really want to be on the 1 to 5 minute chart with Forex in my opinion. I just don't think it's as clean, a little bit too slow. Not as big of a move in just one session. You kind of have to hold for days. I would swing trade Forex if anything. Um, yeah, we couldn't get the previous day's high. There was an SMT here. Could have been a good time to potentially call it a trade. The one that we took earlier. You took that short? Nice, bro. I think daily candle is switching bears close. I think it's possible too, man. I think it's possible too. Maybe actually. I don't know. Maybe not actually. I don't think I'm convinced of that. I wouldn't let the 1 minute structure tell us that. I mean, the 15-minute candle looks. Oh my god, actually, the 15-minute looks really good. Like, this might be a good day for PM session. Appreciate you, Charlie. 10:30 short, nice, bro. I think he tweeted NWalk. Cool. Not sure if I'm convinced about that, but we'll see. It was good, Yusuf. Appreciate you for asking, brother. Appreciate you for asking. Uh, cut the shorts, nice, bro. With this daily chart, I gotta remember trend days are less likely. Exactly, right? The daily chart, and it's no news Monday, and no news Monday, and it's pretty unclear daily chart. Not to pick the top early, but this might be the high of week. Really, some people are. I'm not really convinced. I don't know. I see a neutral week, to be honest. I think it's a 50-50 week. Also, FOMC can literally do anything. I think some people don't realize how volatile that can be. Wednesday could make high and low. What time frame do you mark FEG in recommendations? Uh, Depends which time frame you're trading and which move you're trying to capture. Sometimes I'll use a 15-second. Sometimes I'll use a daily fair value gap. So depends what you're using it for. It's all about the time in which you're anticipating something to happen, right? If I'm expecting a move higher inside the 950 macro, then I want to see which fair value gap are we trading into inside that 950 macro. But when I enter a trade, you enter a 5-minute time frame, you probably want to look at a 5-minute fair value gap then. I think doji candle on the monthly, it's possible. Is it a good idea to full port Wednesday? Probably not. Check my story, bro. Almost same idea. I can't check your story right now. You think we're gonna keep ripping down? No. I think we're either gonna take this low and then chop. Um, I actually don't have a clear name. I'm probably not the right person to ask, if I'm being honest. It looks like it could. We got a very nice 50-minute CISD on the Nasdaq. Is it gonna be a full daily reversal? It's possible. It's possible. I'm just on the continuous contract. My short TP is 690. You might be able to get more than 690 if this makes a lower low. Yeah. Looks like AM sell side is also there. Yo, what's good? Stop down longs too. Yeah, I got stop down longs too. Previous day's high. I was looking for previous day's high as well. Do you stream PM today? Not today, no. I won't even be trading PM session today, so it's a good idea to why? Because the candle isn't usually too large on Wednesday, brother. When you want a full port on a news candle, you really want it to try to be as big of a candle as possible. And sometimes FOMC is really small. Sometimes it's crazy. I've seen crazy ones, but usually it's not too big. Um, no, I didn't take this short. It says tape read. Whenever I just do the tool, guys, whenever you see this tool, it just means we're studying. It doesn't mean we're putting risk. If you see the order and you see the P&L moving, that's real risk. Came in bearish today, but the weird trend convinced me. I was bearish yesterday. Then I saw the gap. Then I saw Asia, and I was like, this looks unclear. No, I'm on the continuous contract. So we'll just stay here, answer questions for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it. Yo, Vigo, are you still in stream, brother? Why think the market went down instead of hunting previous day's high? I think enough buy side was taken. Also, let's see this fell. I think enough buy side was taken. It didn't need to. There's AM sell side liquidity. Is it going to be 24/7? I think so, right? I think so, yeah. I think so. Well, boys, I'll just stay here for a couple more minutes, see if anyone has any pressing questions, and then we'll call it. I think you got cooked on the same longs. Cool. Are you gonna look for a buy now? We could see a retracement, but I wouldn't think it's a full reversal. Um, you wouldn't want to fade this high being. You'd probably want to fade this high being taken, statistically speaking. You think the downside will continue down the rest of the day? I think it's possible. I think it's a little bit too 50-50 in my opinion, but if I had to pick a direction, I'd probably say lower. What's the word I'm using first presentation? Well, the best way I can it's literally just a support and resistance level. Really, you just mark it out. If we're near it, you can look for it to be used as a fair value gap. I don't personally use it. I have no data on it. Never back tested it really, and it's not something I like. Just seems to me like it doesn't make really much sense. Over leveraged in shorts and got cooked on the retracements. That would happen. Would happen. I just said 10:50 macro went crazy. Brother, it's been 3 minutes. Build that sell side all morning. Yeah, you're right. We built in the sell side all morning. People get drop longs like me, and then we immediately run on those people. Pretty cool. I would have thought maybe after previous day's high, but that could be something for another time. Are you profitable? Depends on your definition, brother. Depends on your definition. Are you looking for buys now? Personally, no. This session was market maker sell model, and Dow was the leading pair. This day might be lower consolidation. What's your definition? Good question. My definition of being profitable trader, probably like at least 2 to 5 year track record with a live broker. Because I think someone can make money with prop firms, but not necessarily be a profitable trader. They're just profitable with prop firms. Um, we don't get into this talk too much. I usually just say yes when people ask me because I've made good money from prop firms. I have 12 payouts this year so far. They're not large payouts. I don't take large payouts, but I do have 12 payouts so far this year. 0 payouts in March. I did take 3 payouts yesterday, but they were denied with Alpha Futures. But I did break a rule by accident. I traded news. It wasn't like a CPI. It was like a 10 a.m. consumer sentiment. The candle didn't even move, and I accidentally took a partial at 10:01. So it's not like we really broke a rule, but it's one of the alpha rules. I forgot. So 12 payouts. Does that make me profitable? I don't know. You know what happens if you break the rule? So they denied my payout. I just have to get eligible again. They didn't take away any money from the account because um doesn't matter. Can you show us the payouts? Yeah. I mean, I don't care to. I've made a lot of posts about them already. I don't really like flexing money. I don't really like talking about all that stuff. Yeah, I still have the account. They don't take away the accounts. I do have a live account too, but I've only been trading my live account for about 4 months now. I had 2 winning months. I had 1 break even month and 1 losing month. And so far this month we're down around 2%. So we'll see if we can recoup that and make this a whatever. We'll see what happens this month. Why did they took a 700 to my account when I because you made money on news. That's different. So if you traded news and you made money because of news, um my live account is in the low 5 figures. Just for proof, you can message me on Discord. I'll send you proof, brother, if you want. This series was market maker sell model, and yeah, I agree. Scare people then accumulate Friday's high. Yeah. Why did it take? Yeah, it's because you made money. If you make money from news, then those profits are negligible. I lost money. It was an accident. I like closed the position early. So this is just have to make sure we don't do it again. And your leverage, if you trade 1.00 and it goes up 50 points, how much you make? I don't trade. Remember, this is not forex. I trade futures, right? So it's different. If the Nasdaq goes up 50 points and I have one contract, that's $100. So that was literally my first payout since I started and got denied. It's unfortunate, but it's okay. It happens. It happens. I'm down 2% this month, brother. Not all. I was pretty close to it, prob, but not quite. I've also only been doing this for 3 years, so 2 years really, 2 full years of trading. Last year, no, 2024 and 2025 were 2 full years. This year's looking good though. We started off strong in January. Investment accounts doing good too. That one's up. That's like my only true live account demonstration of profitability. My stock account, if you want to even count that. Um, that one's had 3 winning years in a row now. So, and all of which outperformed the S&P 500. So, do you think we trend higher now? I don't think we trend, but I don't have a clear take. If I'm being honest, I don't have a clear take. When you trade funded accounts, always when you trade I don't understand your question. Past ones. When you trade funded accounts, oh, I don't understand your question, brother. If market break lower, there will be good opinions. I don't understand either. Also, I have a bootcamp meeting in 2 minutes, guys, so we're gonna have to call it a stream. Um, Opinions on funded X. I don't know what funded X is. Take care, Block. Appreciate you coming through. I might just stop to try No News Mondays. Yeah, pretty difficult No News Monday, I would say. But yeah, but, I mean, we could have also ran previous day's high, so it's not like it was too bad. Um, um, Live ability restricted. Welcome. When is Alpha Ticks coming? Alpha Trader. Alpha Trader is out, but they're in more of a testing phase right now. So, when did you trade your past funded accounts? All 5 days? Or do you have a protocol? When do you trade your past funded accounts? I have a protocol. I don't trade every single day. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it happens to be that way. Um, I personally do have a pretty high trade frequency, so it almost is every day. But it's not like I have to trade every day, right? It's only if I see something I think is clear. I wouldn't roll over yet, personally. It's still quite 50-50 in terms of volume. I would wait. Just trade the continuous contract. Opinions on OTE can be, I don't know, to be honest. I don't have any real data on OTE. It gives good risk to reward, that's for sure. Anyways, I gotta go. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. Good day today. No complaints. Take care. Stay safe. And peace.